Well, good morning, everyone, or good afternoon if you're watching this later. It's good to see everyone, and I recognize that in Zambia, there's huge challenges with internet and data, and there's health challenges here, and there's a lot going on. And so this next 50 minutes, let's just drop into where we are and recognize that we live with both light and shadow. We cannot live without one without the other. Lightness comes out of darkness. And if we shine too brightly without a shadow, we get frazzled up in the midday. It's like a desert sun with no shadow. We need to live with our shadows. We need to live with the dark. Our shadows are the children of the light. And so today, this is what we're going to just work on as we work in our bodies, recognize those darker sides, the challenges, the sicknesses, the way our bodies work, that slightly darker side. I remember as a student, I belonged to what I might actually call today a bit of a cult. And we really believed that there would be that all lightness casts out the darkness. And I remember going to university feeling rotten with a fever, feeling absolutely ill. No, it's all in my mind. I can be healed of this. And that's a good example of denying the shadow, denying the need of the darker side of ourselves or the sicker side of ourselves, that too has a place. And so as we come home to the sense of our bodies as they are today, let us sink into that, honor it, and know that the darkness doesn't swallow the light, but out of the darkness comes the light. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Keep getting lots of these notices coming up. Get yourself comfortable. And we're going to do a set on elevation. So as we sit today, we're going to start in a sitting posture, feeling the back being supported by your back. And if any vertebrae in the back is feeling a bit of the shadow of pain or suffering, honor it and let the other parts that are strong support it. Noticing how your back is being supported. Dropping the shoulders, allowing ourselves to be as we are, with whatever arises, whatever is needed. Just the simplicity of being fully human. We live in both the flowers and the shit. This is where we are, between this world and the next. The compost and the field of roses. Feeling yourself supported in this as we're going through huge transitions in this world. Trusting that you are where you are because this is where you are. And what we're manifesting where we are is hopefully all of us being fully human. And with that comes vulnerability. And when we're vulnerable, if we're a mouse, a field mouse, we will run for the dark to be protected. So not to be against the dark, the caves, the shadows. They are our protectors, our gatekeepers. Allowing the back now to support that. And now the front, feeling into the softness of the belly, the heart, parts of us that are very open and vulnerable. Just maybe even feeling into those parts. The bits that we often put armor on in order to be protected. Just opening up in the safe space to that vulnerability of being in the light. Noticing how you're sitting on the floor or on a chair. Just notice you are where you are in this eternal moment. Notice your hands where they're falling, without judgment. Playing between the light and the dark and the shadows where we dance. Coming in and out of happiness and sorrow, defenses and vulnerability. This is where we are. Dropping further down into the grounding beneath you, putting your hands down in front of you, holding a sort of a sphinx position with your back straight, your hands firmly rooted down into the ground. Trusting both the dark and the light. Knowing that we bring to this practice a candle, not a spotlight. Spotlights scuttle us back into the shadows of shame. We bring a candle to be kind and gentle to those parts of us that live in the shadows. Pushing further down into the ground, into the earth, feel the asana, the positioning of your body. And coming back up. Feeling now into your breath with your hands on your knees, holding a nice triangle position between light, dark, and life. That which destroys, that which creates, and that which nurtures. Feeling that strength of the triangles that we're making in our bodies that mimic the universe. Stability and instability. Laughter and tears. Pain and joy. Raging. The raging of those undercurrents. The calmness of the surface. Allow all of it. Nothing is unacceptable. No parts of us. Now notice your breath. Breathing into your belly. Long, deep breaths. Softening down. Feeling and imagining yourself between the light and the dark. In that umbral place, just before dawn. The hope of the light after darkness, and the darkness after light. Feeling your breath more deeply. Slowing your breath down. Trusting you are where you are. We scratch in the sands of the earth and the waters come over. To trust. Without an inflated sense of our own ego, of being. Deeper breaths. As you breathe out, hold your breath out. Imagining the in-breath as the light, and the out-breath returns to the darkness. To the night skies. And then the in-breath is like the full moon we've just had, the light with a background of darkness. Bringing that light into your body and then releasing it back to the darkness, to the mystery. And sometimes the fear of the dark. Now bringing our hands to our heart center. Rubbing them, feeling into whatever is. Pressing them together. Bringing that place right at the dawn of time. Between darkness and light. We held at the heart center. Softening your face. With whatever is arising in you. Receive it, don't push it away. And now take a deep breath in to chant Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev. Breathe in. Hold the breath. Let the breath, as it is held, slowly evaporate into your body till it goes back to the dark places that fester both life and germs, and release. We cannot live one without the other. And we're going to begin with just doing a few warm-ups. So let's do some Sufi grinds, just to warm the base of the spine, that place which comes from the very deeply instinctual energy, where when we don't know, it's an automatic response for us, very survival, to feel fear, to run the shadows. It's also an instinctual response to be aggressive, because maybe in our primitive bodies and nervous systems, that's how we defend ourselves. As you breathe in and round, you will soften that energy. We utilize it. We don't rip it away. We allow it to move with the breath and the spine. Embracing both fear and not fear, dark and light. As you feel more secure in that instinctual energy, allowing the rest of your body to be bedded in that, the humus of that soil, trusting yourself without shame. Shame is very much when we drag something out of the darkness and we shame it in the light. It's fragile, vulnerable. But now we're just grounding ourselves in that deep darkness without forcing or making ourselves be exposed. Trusting the weighting of the base of your spine to hold you as you let your upper body completely flow with this energy. Changing directions, just starting with a small circle. Letting it increase until your whole body is relaxed. Upper torso is just going with the flow without fear. Coming back to the center, just take a stock of what's happening. Light and shadow. Many world leaders love to live in the spotlight of the bright light. They cast a very big shadow. Of that which is hidden or been shamed in the past. This is dangerous. Does not stop the light being the light. Bringing our legs out in front, shake them out, massage them, particularly around the knees. Give yourself massage, feeling as I age, I know that there's much more vulnerability in my body, in my ankles. Bit of a plug here for particularly turmeric, the joints, and omega-3, just to keep our brains going. Being deeply nurturing of both that which is growing in us and that which is dying, that which is growing towards the light, which I feel my aging body is growing, hopefully towards more light. But there's also the part of my physical body which is dying and going back into the darkness. Reaching down, giving yourself a stretch in whatever way you need, just moving your legs, trusting your own body. And then coming back into sitting to start set. You will do one nice little twist, the body moving one hand over the other hand behind, looking over the shoulder, relaxing down into it, trusting both the strain, which is the expansion, and then the release back to the more contracted state. So we expand over to the other side. Just everything holds light and dark. Feeling into your breath as you hold the posture. We stretch towards the light, and then we return back to the dark. There's the most terrible disease that where your brain doesn't allow you to sleep. Fortunately, it's a very rare one. They say that you can only survive 8 weeks without, or maybe 3 months without any sleep, and then your body dies. So living fully in the light actually is totally unsustainable. We need to go back to the dark. So we're going to begin with doing some ego eradicator in this set. And do it in whatever posture you're comfortable. My knees are giving me a bit of jip, so I'm just going to sit in a way that's comfortable for me. So our thumbs represent our egos, and our egos are hugely important. It gets so much bad press, our ego. The ego is that which drives us from our belly into the light. And we know it, we're seeing so much around world leaders at the moment with huge, bright egos. And so it's blending that with the darkness. So embracing the shadow. So holding our thumbs up, moving our hands into a scrunchy position, up at 60 degrees. So they're like lightning conductors, our thumbs. And we're going to gently close our eyes, look to the brow point, shoulders back and down, and pump the belly with a breath of fire. So you're very much connecting with the ego. The third point, the navel point, is all about the drive towards brightness to life. Huge drive of seeds at the moment in the northern hemisphere, driving up towards the spring. Pumping the belly, using a breath through the nose if you can. Softening the jaw and the face. Feeling into the huge bright light. Feeling into the thumbs, those lightning conductors. Really working that light energy. Filling our bodies with oxygen. A few more seconds. Now take a deep breath in. Bringing the thumbs up to touch at the top above your heads. I stretch my fingers up. Reaching up, holding that. Letting that light energy now dissolve into your body, holding the breath, pulling the root lock. Let it dissolve back to the darkness of the body. As the oxygen is used up, the carbon dioxide, which is so necessary. Both are the balance between light and dark, carbon dioxide and oxygen. Too much will kill us, too little, we die. And release down through your auric field. Letting your fingers rest on the ground. Touching the earth, the darkness of our human beingness, of all that lands in that dark place. The fear, the shadow, the unresolved. Do not rip it away from ourselves. Kind and gentle. Now we're going to move into a camel, so either sort of cross-legged, or if you're more comfortable kneeling, you can. And moving into spinal flex, forward and backwards. Expanding into the light and then returning back to the darkness as you slump down. Feeling your body, your body is holding the score of this as we embody it on the outside, so we also feel it on the inside. There is no separation. Expanding and contracting, the pulse of the universe, to light and dark. We wait, as Tagore said, that poet, the birds wait just at the dawn, trusting the light will come. And then we return back. Feeling into it, the expansion and the contraction. And as we expand, we expose the heart to both being hurt and being nurtured. Sitting. It's a bigger stretch onto your knees. And coming back to center. Always around the center of being fully human means we embrace the dark and the light. And it's where so many great spiritual leaders have also led us astray, because they bring and they shine so much light. But unless it's measured with their own darkness, it becomes dangerous. And destructive. Honoring this mix. Moving our hands up to our shoulders now. Hands in front, thumbs behind. Doing a spinal twist. Bringing everything back to these three channels in the spine. The Inga, the Pinkala, and Sushumna going right up the center. Feeling the energy as we find balance within ourselves between dark and light. Shoulders dropped. As above, so below. As below, so above. The synchronicity of our bodies, holding both the light and the dark. Head as steady as you can as you move the torso with the breath, breathing into the left and out to the right. All about the nervous system. And as we move from the reptilian brain in the nervous system to the capacity to choose. So we're moving these energy channels because we can. Last few seconds. And come to the center, taking a deep breath in. Pulling the root lock, drawing the energy up the spine. Holding the breath. And release down. Take a moment to notice yourself. Be kind to yourself. To be gentle in the twilight zones between dark and light. Notice the quality of your breath. Trust that you are on the path that you're meant to be on. That fear is part of that. We push it away or we ridicule it. We do not do ourselves a service. We scuttle back into the darkness to hide. Now bringing your legs out in front. Wait, let's do some light nerve stretches, keeping the legs flat. You can reach down to the big toe, holding onto the big toe, sort of connecting with the pituitary. Otherwise, just hold onto your shins or higher up, straight back. Again, breathing in, we breathe in light. And as we breathe out, we slowly come down into the darkness. And we breathe in, up to the light. And then we breathe out into the darkness. Always this play between light and dark. The safest people on earth are those who recognize their own shadows and can smile upon themselves without shame. Feeling this movement supporting us in this practice of holding the stable triangle here. The stability of these three energies, or the three gods, the God of creation, God of destruction, and the God of life, holding us as we stretch up and back down again. Slow the movement right down so your breath is slowed down. You feel into the micro movements, feeling the tension right down the life nerve at the back of your leg. And as you breathe out, feeling the stretch. Be in no hurry to breathe in and stretch up, to breathe out and release back down. If you're able, your knees might not let you do this. We're going to sit on the right leg, on the heel, and just put, if you can, the heel right in the crevice of your bum, and reaching down to the other leg. We're just going to hold that position, and we're going to look down through the tip of the nose and begin a breath of fire. pumping the navel point. Take a breath in and breathe out fully, stretching down as far as you can, keeping the breath out. And change legs. As best you can, and whatever your body allows you to do. Looking down through the tip of your nose. Begin a breath of fire. Foot flexed back. Life nerves stretched out in front. Call it the Mahamudra. Drop your shoulders. Pump belly. Take a breath in and right out, bending down, dropping down, holding the breath out, back to the darkness, where the whole body realigns itself. And breathe in, coming back up, your legs wide apart. Moving your ankles around a bit, and going to hold onto both legs. Feeling again all these triangles that we're creating. And we're going to twist to the right, bending down, feeling this pull. Bend coming back up on the in-breath, down to the center on the out-breath. Using your legs, your toes as levers to pull you down. Breathing into the center and out to the other side. Noticing also the lefts and the rights, the centers, are all connected with the light, the dark, the balance. Imagining now this play between light and dark in the dappled shade of a hot summer's day, sitting beneath the tree that is offering its shelter, creating both light and dark. Feeling the stretch between the both. Last 3. Feet. Center. Lying down on your belly. In a half cobra. Feeling yourself grounded through the elbows, the arms, your legs, your hands. Just resting there for a moment. Do not tear anything away from the darkness that is not yet ready, because it brings a great violence. let us sit in the dappled shade where the field mouse is safe enough to come out from the shadows without being devoured. You can come up now into full cobra or stay in half cobra, feeling the stretch of the spine with your head reaching up and feeling the pubic bone reaching right down. Again, we're going to do a breath of fire, working with these very powerful energies, this light and the dark. Watch for your body anywhere that's feeling tense or unprotected. Protect it. When it's ready, it will come out from the dark and relax. But we can consciously create the dappled shade to feel safe enough. Taking a breath in. Pull the root lock again. Feel the tension of drawing the energy from the dark to the light. And then returning it back down. Resting down. Do and reverse the posture so that you release the lower spine into the guru pranam. Being kind on the contraction and the expansion. Just resting there for a moment. There's a lovely Quaker story of William Penn, who was quite a powerful landowner who went to Pennsylvania as a Quaker. And he, as an organization that believed in peace and non-violence, there's an alleged conversation between him and George Fox, who said, William Penn said to George Fox, "But I carry a sword with me." And the answer was, "Carry it for as long as you need. Do not force. Carry it for as long as you need." When it's ready to go, it will be ready. That's how we carry our defenses. We carry them for as long as we need. Now coming back up into sitting. Hands on your knees. Let's just shake off some of the struggles between the light and the dark. Just bumping our shoulders up and down. The out breath, drop them down, shaking off the judgments, the overly bright lights that many of us have followed in the past, the gurus. Until we recognize they too hold big shadows. And now moving our heads in big circles, trusting the journey we're on. Disillusionment of those who we've followed, who we feel have led a very bright light. We get disillusioned. Often because their shadows are not obvious to themselves or to us. It's releasing that. Changing direction. And the last exercise is a sat kriya. So our hands are above our heads. We can either stay seated or kneeling with our fingers crossed to support us, our forefingers out in front and our thumbs just crossed to support us, hugging our ears, feeling the stretch upward. And on the sat, we pull our navel point in, and on the nam, we release. Sat, nam, 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 sat, nam. Take a breath in. Again, pull the root up, drawing the energy up, feeling the weight below, the energy coming up, stretching up, and then breathing out, sweeping our hands again through our auric field, and gently placing them on the earth. The earth takes the shock, takes the disappointment, takes the toxicity from the shadow, and it's transformed. Delusions, distortions are inexhaustible. I vow to transform them into the dappled light. Bringing our hands to prayer, we close with 3 sat-nams. Breathe in to begin. Sat Nam. Sat So